Caleb Plant and Jermall Charlo on a collision course we all been waiting for. But will they make it to the ring? And Hyman Munguia pop dirty for PEDs. Is this trouble for Team Reynoso? Trouble for Team Canelo? All that and more right after this.
This is JJ Solomon.
This is Ray Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA. Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast.
This your boy, Mr. RTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos. Uno cuatro, Senor Dos. Say, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. D Boys can't touch me on my worst day with my partner, my brother, my dog, Mr. JJ Solomon. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast, episode number 94. JJ, what's poppin', my guy?
Happy Saturday. Happy last day of the month. It's summertime. Kids are out of school. Oh, bro, it's just rainbows and butterflies over here, my boy. How things on your end, dog?
Oh, man, it's going great. And I know we went on here, to salute all the veterans around the world. So I want to tell all the veterans, thank you for your services. And here on the Spit Bucket Podcast, we hold you guys extremely high. So thank everybody who served this country for their services. We love you guys, and we appreciate y'all.
Facts. It's a few days late, but it's never too late to say thank you. As this week we celebrated or honored Memorial Day, honoring our fallen heroes. So absolutely right, Corey. Thanks for the reminder. Salute to everybody who has paid that ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. Allow us to wake up on a Saturday morning and do a little silly show like this, and to see those clouds coming up on your screen, Mr. IOTBA. We love it, man. So thank you. God bless America. God bless this beautiful country. Also, man, for those of y'all that are tuning in on the Spit Bucket Facebook group, we finally got this thing going to where, because Facebook groups don't allow you to just multiple stream. We finally got this thing working. We appreciate y'all. We're gonna be coming on the group quite a bit. Look, y'all are our bucket heads. Y'all are the original Spit Bucket heads. So we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all kind of giving us that platform. Corey, they've been rocking with you for way longer. The only thing I will say is if you're watching on the Facebook group, you can't leave comments and you can't talk that shit. So if you want to, just move on over to the Spit Bucket on YouTube, subscribe, follow the show, hit them notifications. But welcome if you haven't tuned in, if you're watching on the Spit Bucket Facebook group as well.
Nah, for sure. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all run from the Facebook group, run over to YouTube to the Spit Bucket Podcast so we can hear y'all talk y'all shits and thems.
Oh, because we know they do. Well, all right, Mr. RTBA, it's a fun weekend, a weekend with some recognizable names. So we're gonna touch on the big fights tonight. As we have Caleb Plant making his return to the ring after that hellacious fight with Trevor McCumbee, who we actually got to speak with and visit with this week, and Jermall Charlo making the long-awaited return. Man, we saw that. That's why we called this episode Collision Course. Obviously, PBC's lining these guys up. We saw the slap that was heard around the world when Caleb Plant lit up Jermall Charlo at the weigh-ins, I believe is what it was. So, man, here we are. Before we break down fights and stuff, Corey, are you excited to see Charlo back? What are your thoughts about two Americans, two big names on a PBC on Prime? What are your thoughts about USA boxing and the big return tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because, I'm an avid boxing fan, right? And
yes, sir.
Like you say, the collision course, right? And this is real. This ain't something that's made up or that's a fantasy. Like we play fantasy football. Salute. I won a championship last year in Sportage.
Nobody likes a bragger, Corey. Nobody likes a bragger, all right?
I'm just saying, though. But look, being a boxing fan, right, it's like, I'm ready to see this because, like you say, the collision course, JJ, Caleb Plant, that guy from Tennessee, slapped that guy from Texas, and you heard it all around the world, JJ. Like,
Mhm.
and with them being able to get on this card right here, not fighting each other right now, but getting a get back, one each, and then we know that's next. So I'm super excited because I want to see how Jermall Charlo is looking after his long layoff. I want to see if Caleb Plant, is enjoying the fruits of his labors, or is he still taking boxing as serious as he has? Because he done had big fights. He done
Mhm.
made a lot of money. So I'm excited.
Dope, man. Same here, bro. Like, look, it's easy to pick on the Charlos, right? It's easy to pick on them because they make themselves easy targets when it talks about like the drinking and the arrests and just all the noise outside the ring. Look, I've always said I don't have one group or one network or one whatever. I rock with all these fighters, and as a fan of human beings first, humans, I wanted to see Jermall Charlo get back. I wanted to see him and his brother work things out, because none of that is more important than boxing. The mental space, how you are with your family and all that. So I'm excited that it looks like Jermall and Jermell are working things out. Hopefully hopefully it's not too little too late, but I am definitely excited to see him back. I'm definitely excited to see if they still got that grit when it was Lions only and all that, when they were calling out all the big names, when they couldn't show up to the scene without causing noise, like, are they back, or is this going to be a mature, maybe lost that edge version of Jermall Charlo? Who knows, man? You know what comes with age. Corey, I'm looking right at you. You're looking at me. We've shared stories. We didn't know each other back when we were youngsters, but that anger, that rage is different when you start getting up there in age, when you've made some money. So I don't know if we're going to see that same Charlo, like you said about Caleb. I don't know if we're going to see that same angry, so I'm excited about it, bro. But now talking into the fight, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about old cornflake, Tommy LaManna. I'm not going to act like I know everything about Jose Resendez. But we will talk about it. The co-main event, Jermall Charlo going up against Tommy Cornflake LaManna. He's a 33-year-old. I forget his record, 31-4, 31-5, something along those lines. Notable fights. He got stopped by Erislandy Lara about 4 years ago. UD again. He lost against Brian Mendoza. So this is obviously a fight to see where Jermall is at, to see where his headspace at, to shake off the rust, to shake off the cobwebs. Are you expecting a surprise? Because, like we said, this is a collision course, and both these guys just
Yeah,
got
I am.
in the ring. So let's hear it.
I am. I'm expecting the upset tonight, right? I'm
Damn.
expecting LaManna to pull this out, right? And I'm not saying that he gonna pull it out on the judges' scorecard, but I'm expecting us as fans to see him win this fight tonight, right? Because I don't trust Jermall Charlo. I don't feel like you could take that much time off and then think it's regular schedule programming again, right? Jermall Charlo has been going through a lot, and you stated it early. He done made a lot of money. He done had a lot of problems on the internet, in his personal life that we done seen. But personal life is personal life. But when you are a public figure, it's out there in the air. He been going through this and going through that. This guy right here in LaManna, a seasoned vet, right?
Yeah.
This is a guy who been consistently doing this thing. He ain't really had no layoffs like Jermall Charlo or
Mhm.
had things that go on. This guy right here is hungry. And it's a difference with being hungry and already full. I feel like Jermall Charlo is already full because when I looked at him yesterday in the weigh-in, he made weight, but he didn't look like the weight was cut weight, like he was just in real boxing shape. Hey, I could be wrong, but hey, JJ, I'm going with LaManna tonight for the upset.
Oh boy. Last upset you picked was Rolly versus Ryan. And I damn near fell out my chair in New York City when you said that. So here's the
You
thing,
said
bro.
what? What?
What? Yeah, stop down Times Square. Anyway, no, man, those are all legitimate factors that you have to think about, right? Excuse me. You have to think about this. Is this Jermall Charlo's biggest fight of his career? No. Is it Cornflake's biggest fight of his career? Absolutely. And man, that makes a difference. It makes a difference. Let's go back to Pacquiao De La Hoya, where De La Hoya handpicked Manny Pacquiao because the Mayweather thing fell through. And, Pacquiao was just this little guy. We saw what happened. De La Hoya was kind of just handpicking while Pacquiao getting ready for the fight of his life. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao is not Tommy Cornflake LaManna, but let's take it to Madrimov. Madrimov, Bud Crawford. Madrimov knew Bud was coming off this incredible performance. Madrimov performed his ass off. He was prepared. So I say all that to say, if Charlo's looking past LaManna even the slightest, and he's coming off that long layoff with all those distractions, and maybe the muscle memory ain't quite what it be, Mr. ILTB, and then now the age, Mr. ILTBA, you are absolutely correct. This could happen. I don't know enough about LaManna to be able to say, yeah, he can do this and that and that. I don't know where Jermall is. I'm going to, just for the sake of the show, just for the sake of positive vibes, and let's hope we get that Jermall and Caleb fight, I'm going to pick Jermall Charlo here because I think even though it's not his biggest fight of his career, this is the resurrection. This is part 2. And he understands that this is a very big fight. Even though the name isn't that big, there's so much after this if he goes out there and performs. So with that said, I think Jermall Charlo's in the right headspace to where he's taking this serious. And let's hope we see Jermall of old and go out there and handle his business, Mr. ILTBA. My pick, Jermall Charlo, stoppage.
I would hope so. I would hope that Jermall Charlo is at his peak. I would hope so. But, one thing I learned about the Charlo brothers, they got a twin complex with each other. That's just the truth. We've seen it through their entire career. They got a twin complex. It's not about lifting each other up. It's about, I want to be better than you. And I'm like, your brothers. We're happy and we're saying and we're colors. I'm just saying, like our brothers, right? And it don't need to be a complex. It needs to be encouraging each other. Not, you want to compete and be the best, but when y'all brothers, you want to encourage each other to be the best. And another thing, JJ, with the layoff, with Jermall Charlo just turning 35 years old, I think that places a big factor. Like these guys, who I'm looking at now, these guys ain't the typical guys who just came up and did everything the right way. At one time when you don't do everything the right way in boxing, it eventually catches up with you. And that's how I'm looking at this fight. Now, absolutely, I want Jermall Charlo to win this fight because I want to see that grudge match with him and Caleb Plant. But I don't know what Jermall Charlo we are getting. And I know this guy in LaManna, who's never had this type of moment before ever in his life, he's coming in here to do whatever it takes. Scratch, crawl, kick, hit him in the nuts to get this victory, JJ. He hungry.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm excited. Welcome back, Jermall Charlo. I'm glad we're talking about you on a Saturday morning. I'm glad it's fight day and we got a Charlo on the card. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if he gets the opportunity to avenge that humiliating man card taking, degrading slap that none other than Caleb Sweet Hand Plant going up against Jose Armando Resendez. Another one, man, where I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything about Resendez. I know he's 26 years old. I know he's 15-2. And I know he stopped Jarrett Hurd, obviously past his prime Jarrett Hurd in 2023. Look, bro, Caleb Plant, he showed some vulnerabilities when Trevor McCumbee had him in deep waters, but he came back. He showed that resilient spirit, and he got the stoppage, bro. So, like, I'm going to throw it to you. But before though, man, I want to say this. Caleb Plant has really grown on me over the years, dog. Like, he is as real as it gets. He doesn't try to pose like anybody else. I know he's been called a fake black guy before, but dude, that's just he's cool as hell with the Latinos on the lowrider scene, cool as hell with the black community. He's a white, he knows how to,
and he embraces his white community.
He does, man. And yeah, he don't try to deny who he is either. So, and on top of everything, just how real he is.
Also, you're trying to look like him too. I'm sorry.
I seen Ellie Setback in New York. He got worried because he thought I was Caleb. It's just me. It's just me, man. Now, No, Caleb's a real one, bro, and I love how serious he takes it. And I'm curious to the point you made earlier. He's made a lot of money in his career. What do you think we're going to see tonight? Are we going to make it to the Charlo fight?
Oh no, I ain't doubting Caleb Plant. He the real deal. Caleb Plant have stayed active. He have stayed, doing his thing, right? And I like this Resendez guy. I done seen him a few times. He got hard and he got a little pop, but Caleb Plant is what we call a skilled boxer puncher. Like he is a boxer, but he can also punch. And when he in his mid range inside that ring is just undeniable. When it comes to a lot of opponents he fought besides Canelo, even though he had success against Canelo. And I forgot who else. I think he took another loss, didn't he, Jay?
No, Adrian McCombie had him on his ass.
So it was just Canelo, right?
No, David Benavidez.
Yeah, David Benavidez.
Yeah.
He was showing great boxing ability versus David Benavidez, but them guys or who they are, Canelo and David Benavidez, but he got some great wins on his resume. And I think with Caleb Plant transform into Breadman, a few years back to where, they brought him in and he's been able to rescind him. I've been able to see a lot of great things out of Caleb Plant. I know everybody will be like, oh, Trevor McCombie had him hurt. If you motherfuckers ever seen Trevor McCombie in person, you will see a physically strong white boy who's from Chicago, who mean and serious, and you could tell that motherfucker hit hard. You understand me? And he was undefeated when he came in there and fought Caleb Plant. So a lot of boxing fans, they pay attention to the names.
Yeah,
the names, JJ. They don't pay attention. They don't know these guys coming in. We just look at the name, oh, this guy supposed to beat him just because he's just a guy they brought in. But no, I like Caleb Plant in this fight tonight. I like Caleb Plant by late round stoppage in this fight tonight, because I do think Caleb Plant understands that, this is the end of the road for him too. And he has a few big fights out there left. Caleb Plant has been active and he ready to go. And I like Resendez, but I got Caleb Plant tonight by late stoppage.
I'm gonna rock with you on that one too. Caleb Plant stoppage as well. And going back to the Benavidez fight, going back to Caleb Plant, Canelo, man, like you said, he was fighting well. What you start to see on big fights with Caleb is his conditioning a little bit. Maybe he empties the tank early because Canelo started just to wear his ass out, which is a Canelo thing. Like you said, it's not like we're talking about something random. That's what Canelo does. Takes you out to the ocean and then drowns your ass. Same thing with David Benavidez. Caleb was boxing. He was looking all right. And shit, I picked against David Benavidez that fight. David keeps proving my ass wrong. But Caleb Plant, man, he's as pure as a boxer you can get. He's slick. He'll make you miss. And ask which Darrell was it? the win night.
Andre.
I think it was Andre. I don't know. One of the Darrells.
I don't know, but
yeah. Well, Caleb put his ass to sleep. Like Breadman told us, and salute to Breadman. I put this on Twitter this week, and I wasn't just gassing him up. Breadman, one of my favorite voices in boxing. The dude's so damn intelligent, no bias whatsoever. It's all just his experience, what he's seen. But anyways, having Breadman in your corner is a huge advantage too, man. So I'm with you. I think Caleb understands what this fight means. He understands that there's still huge money for his future to set off into the sunset and retire. Him and his beautiful wife and his beautiful family. So yeah, I like I said, I don't want anything to derail this grudge match we got going. So I'm gonna be pulling for Caleb Plant, my uglier twin, the uglier version of me. Me and him got a twin complex too, Corey. I'm gonna be picking Caleb Plant for a stoppage. I think he knows who's in the building. He knows the eyeballs that are gonna be on him, and he still got a chip on his shoulder, bro. Like he still has to fit in. He's still just that white guy, in a lot of people's eyes. So he fights with that chip on his shoulder, bro. And I think we're going to see an impressive performance tonight from Caleb Plant.
Yeah, he is a white guy, right? But see, this is where the world is fucked up at, right? Because you look at certain individuals, you may hear a black person talking proper who grew up in, around Mexican and white people or just white people. You may see a Caleb Plant who grew up around black people, bro. So, like, it's Caleb Plant is who he is, bro. He grew up around black people. He
Yeah.
came up in the gyms fighting black people. That's all he been around his whole life is black people. He couldn't look. Name me some white folks who was able for Caleb Plant to spar and come up in these gyms with. Caleb Plant is a special rare breed because you see white talent, right? And this is no disrespect to my Caucasian people. I love you. But you rarely see white talent that's as good as Caleb Plant and the other great white talent that done been in boxing.
Mhm.
You know, that's why it's always a lot of hype around when you see a white fighter because it's unprecedented, JJ,
Yeah.
in boxing
Yeah.
to see a white guy. That's why you be like so hurrah, just like JJ. When Tiger Woods took over, it was so unprecedented to see
Hmm.
that black guy. You know, when he mixed, but his daddy was black. But it's unprecedented to see that black guy dominate a golf. It was unprecedented to see Venus and Serena Williams
Hmm.
dominate tennis because you know that is not typically a black person sport. So of course the eyebrows get raised when you see a white guy and Caleb Plant able to do this because you know why he grew up around all folks, but he came through the gym with black folks, bro, and he just that's why I like Caleb Plant, JJ. You know he's a smirky type of guy. He has that white smirky in him a little bit, but I like his style
I like him too,
100%. That
man.
dude, when I tell you like, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Caleb Plant probably one of the flies dressing boxers in the game right now. You know, and he don't do a lot, but he know how to put it together, boy.
No, no doubt, bro. He's a real one. Respectful. You know, he know, and like you say, and he knows how to get under your skin too. See how he did with Canelo and but man, I was about to say something. Oh no, I was going to say his style too. Again, at risk of getting into racial stupid discussions, but no, he doesn't fight like a white guy. He's athletic. He's smooth, you know, and
JJ, that's the truth.
yeah, so it's cool, man. I love what he represents. And I hope we get to see it. I hope we get to see it. Shout out
JJ,
to
this man.
Adam
Oh,
who says I hope Jermall and Caleb both win. They have to fight each other. Facts. That fight is going to be fantastic, man. That's going to be fantastic. So I mean the hype, the build up, and
no,
we just see a damn good fight too if we get there.
it
So
should. I hope I'm wrong about Jamal tonight, JJ. I truly hope I'm wrong because you 100% right. And Adam, that is a big fight just because of the slap around the world, bro. And you're right. Caleb Plant know how to talk shit with the best of them, bro.
bro,
Like he is
that fight
smooth with his
promo is
shit
gonna be
talking too.
woof. I hope we get it, man. I hope we get it. That'd be a hell of a way to kind of, like you said, it's about the end of the road for both those guys. Oh, who knows, man? Maybe it's not. We'll see. Once Canelo hangs him up, that damn 168 division is wide open. So who knows? Now, speaking of the 168 division, before we get into this week's hot tea and all that, we had a Friday night Golden Boy card with a guest of the show, good friend of the show, Darius Fulgham was in action last night against Beck the Bully, Melikuziev. It's a tough one to say, but both undefeated. Vegas had this 50-50. It was a title eliminator. It wasn't getting a lot of attention, but man, oh man, the whole damn card was great. Golden Boy put on a good show last night. But just getting into the main event, man, hell of a fight. Beck got away with the close split decision. He came away with the W. It was Fulgham's first loss. Dude, hell of a fight. I sent Fulgham a voice message last night. Just said, bro, like, hold your chin up, bro, because you earned some fans tonight. You didn't get that W, but this is the first time he was taken into some deep waters. And unfortunately, he didn't get the W. But man, hell of a fight. I just wanted to take some time to say, if y'all didn't watch it, get on DAZN, go YouTube or whatever, go back and watch that 12-round banger last night.
Nah, for real, like you say, DFG, super friend of the show. You know, we got much love and respect for DFG, but you know, you got to go through it to get to it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
last night, you know, unfortunately, it didn't go his way, and I agree with the judges. You know, Beck just showed that pedigree of being in the game longer. It was a good close fight.
Yeah.
JJ, think about this. If he wouldn't have knocked him down, it would have been a draw.
No, it would have gone. I think if he wouldn't have knocked him down, and let's say Darius won the 12th round, that would have been a 10-9. That'd have been a 3-point swing, and Darius would have won the fight with the 12th
Yeah, he
round,
would have
bro.
won the fight. He would have won the fight. So it's just that little, it's that little much. What I seen out of Darius, I seen a lot of great things. But one thing I seen, the guy hold his head up going straight back. But this is a lesson. Like, you know, the alien, the executioner, Bernard Hopkins tell us, this isn't a loss, it's a lesson. Because he showed last night he belonged here. This is just a lesson for him to go back and work on some extra things in the tool sets, because it was that close. But that little mistake he made, it was at the last round.
Your last 11 to 12.
11th or 12th
It might have
round.
been 11. I literally turned around and told Amanda he needs to be careful. And the same second, dog, boom. I can't remember.
Yeah,
11.
I think it was one of them.
I think it was last
11th
round
or 12th round.
Yeah.
One of them. That little mistake cost him the fight, right? And hey, like you stated, look, this is what we want as boxing fans, right? This isn't what we looking at you. Oh, you lost the fight. And it's over. No.
Fact.
No, that's
100%.
not what boxing about. If boxing was about that, well then let's judge every sport like that. Let's judge football. No team in football should lose. Let's judge but no, they should never not lose a game. Because when you lose, bro, you're going to learn from this. And that's what the sport is about. And that's what we need to bring it back to. A lot of people be caught up on these losses. The fuck is we caught up on losses for? Go back and look at some of the greatest ever
Thank you.
and how they had losses. I go to my guy, you know, Mr. No Moss. What's his name?
Roberto Duran, baby.
Roberto Duran, Mr. No Moss. Like, he humiliated himself, but he came back, JJ, and beat Iran Barkley and redeemed himself, JJ. So it's not over.
Facts.
This is what we need in boxing. We needed that good fight. DFG just need to go back, work on some couple of things, because he showed he belonged on this level.
1000%, dog. I don't disagree with a single word you
But let me congratulate, because you know, even though we're a little closer to DFG, well, we're a lot closer to DFG. Congratulations to Beck the Bully Boy. That was a tremendous win last night for you, sir. It surprised me, right? And this is another thing. Well, let me give you your credit, Beck. It surprised me how you were better on the outside than DFG, who was 6'2" and had so much range. You were able to capitalize and be the better boxer as being the short fighter. And then he was able to land, you know, some good points. DFG was doing this thing too. But it just surprised me that he was able to be the better boxer on the outside, JJ.
Yeah, I was surprised by how it played out. I expected Beck just come in swinging, you know, and that's why I was worried about DFG getting comfortable, because DFG isn't an action-packed fighter. He's smart. He's thinking in there. He's very calculated, and with the lack of experience, I was afraid he was going to drown. And we saw him in trouble early in the third round, but he bounced back, dog. He bounced back impressively, and he had his moments in the middle of the fight. But I'm with you. I don't disagree with the judges. I mean, I wouldn't have been shocked had it gone the other way. But when you factor in the knockdown there at the end, that's what sealed the deal. But dude, like you said, he goes in there with a sharp 12th round and he's focused 100% because it wasn't a huge knockdown. That's it. He's walking away with the W. And then another thing to your point that works on the judge's eyes, the way he was getting popped and making that head pop back, you know, those shots weren't huge, but just something about his positioning and his awkward stance or something where every time Beck landed that.
He was putting his head down a lot. JJ, why was he doing that?
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure.
Like, I'm just saying, he was putting his head down a lot. Like, as a taller fighter, why you put your head? You know, so like I say, this is a lesson, and he should go back and work on that. And I know he's gonna come back better. But like, great performance though. Great fight,
And
JJ.
let's take a salute to salute. What were you about to say?
That could be. Now I know it was another fight this year
No,
that
it
we
was
talking
shit.
about fight of the year, but this is a candidate too. That's how good this fight was last night.
Yeah, I said the same shit last night. Inoue Cardenas. I mean, that Inoue fight will give you it will may have run for money though. But what I was about to say is, speaking of Cardenas and another great fight, what does the Cardenas Inoue fight and last night's fight have in common? The trainer Joel Diaz. Joel Diaz, man, salute to him because he had a great plan against Inoue. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But Joel Diaz came in, and Beck had an obvious game plan, and he stuck to it. And man, he was moving. The only time Beck will get in trouble when he sit there and stand in front of Fulgham. Fulgham would capitalize on it, but Beck he fought a hell of a fight. So salute to Joel Diaz, salute to Beck the bully, and damn it, Darius Fulgham, salute to you, sir, because you earned some fans and you showed that you belong with in these conversations, man. So here we
And
go.
JJ, when I think of Joel Diaz, Timothy. That's all
Hell
I think about.
yeah.
When I heard Timothy. That's all I think about, JJ.
Hell yeah, man. He's a real one, bro. Joel Diaz is a damn good coach, man.
He is. He one of the best.
Shout out to D Style Boxing tuning in on a Saturday morning. We about to get into
D-Style in the building. Boy, D-Style be popping this
yeah,
shit
hey,
over
shout
there.
out to Adam. Carmel Moulton is fighting tonight as he continues his climb. Carmel just dominating everybody they put in front of him. So good luck to Carmel. I'm sure we're going to be talking about him more and more and more as his competition steps up. But yeah.
Yeah, but salute to D-Style Boxing. They be popping their shit over there. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to D-Style Boxing. He one of the best in the business. Bro, JJ, and I'm not gassing them up. I'm telling you the truth. He had the way he talks about boxing, JJ, and the way he break it down, and his voice. Oh my, I love listening. I promise to God, he one of my favorite motherfuckers to listen to, bro.
Yeah, he does. He will make somebody feel stupid.
I'm telling you, bro. Like he got one of them meticulous voices. That you gonna remember.
Oh yeah, and he stays calm, cool, collected too while he's talking shit. It's that type of shit where if it was at a press conference, he'd be getting under his opponent's skin like hell. On that note, he made a funny ass video. I wish I'd have clipped it and posted it where he was acting like a boxer who got popped for pop dirty, and he was saying like, "Man, I have no idea how that happened." Like just the same old shit we always hear. He hit the nail on the head because sure enough, Munguia came out with the same thing. Leading up, Jaime Munguia coming off of his revenge fight. He got his get back against Bruce Sarasi when it was upset of the year for 2024. Jaime Munguia came back, won. Well, what do you know? We got a positive drug test, PEDs. I forget what drug it was this time. I don't know if it was I don't even know. I don't know what it was because immediately before anybody did any research, before anybody even gave Munguia, because I think I know where you're coming with this. I haven't watched your live where you came in here. And I have a feeling I'm going to partly agree with you and I'm going to partly not agree with you. But before anybody even attacked Munguia, the guilty party, all eyes went straight to Team Canelo and Eddie Reynoso because now on paper, this is the sixth Reynoso fight. Even though I'm counting five. I'm not counting Ryan Garcia. Ryan had nothing to do with Reynoso when he popped. I don't believe so, right? He was with Derrick James, 100%. Right? Am I right? Yeah, right. All right, cool. Still, 5 people in 7 years is a shit ton. So, correct. I'm gonna throw it to you first, right? Because I want to respond to this. Munguia pop dirty. What are your thoughts before we still open it up and start talking about Eddie Reynoso, man? Because I know you're the biggest Team Eddie Reynoso supporter that I know. Damn it.
Oh yeah. No, but first off, Jaime Munguia, he deserves every criticism he gets. Listen, this is the lowest that you could do in boxing, right? Is put that word stuff in your system. Because one thing I know about being around you for these few years, that's the one thing you hate about the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Because these guys actually getting in the ring, right? And even though I say that they choose to get in the ring, you know, when they try to tell us, oh, we put our life on the line, that's a choice. But they're actually getting in the ring, JJ. And when the guy puts some weird stuff in his system, that means you have no malice. That means you're very vindictive and you have no soul. You just want to get in here and beat this guy by any means necessary, not caring if you hurt this guy in any type of way. So I have no respect for what happened with Jaime Munguia, right? Will I forgive Jaime Munguia? Absolutely. I will forgive him, but I'm always going to look at that guy different going forward, and I'm going to always pay attention. And he deserves the scrutiny, and he deserves for every single fight he's in going forward, any fighter whoever cheated to be checked year round. See, that's what I want boxing to change to, right? If you get caught cheating, why don't it automatically be a program when you put these guys in if they want to stay in this sport, if they say they want to be clean, if they say they're going to do the right thing going forward, once they get caught cheating, they should be in the program for life, as long as they're in boxing, to where they are getting drug tests every week around the clock,
Just
JJ,
random.
because at the end of the day, you chose to put that word stuff in your system. Now, this is the problem I got with a lot of people. Now, listen, it's fair for people to criticize Eddie Reynoso. I'm not going to be stupid to the fact, Jose Jr., and act like I'm not going to say it's not fair. Yeah, it's fair. Jaime Munguia opened the gate. This brought back memories of us finding out that Canelo Alvarez tested positive for clenbuterol. This brought back memories, right? So with Jaime Munguia in his first fight under Eddie Reynoso and Team Canelo, you get popped. If you think that black cloud isn't there, you're stupid and foolish yourself, right? So it's fair game for everybody to look at Eddie Reynoso, to look at Jaime Munguia, to look at Canelo Alvarez. It's fair game. I get it. But this is the problem I have. Eddie Reynoso is not these dudes' daddy. What do y'all want Eddie Reynoso to do? Walk around and hold their hand and feed them their oatmeal and bacon and give them their sandwich and chips and feed them dinner and tuck them in to sleep every night 24/7 around the clock, and just his life is their life? Don't Eddie Reynoso got kids? Don't he got family that he got to deal with? Now, I get it. It's fair game to speculate and be like, Eddie Reynoso, this is your guy. Yeah, your guy tested positive, just like your other superstar tested positive years back. But it's crazy to me, right? That they just come jumping on my guy, Eddie Reynoso, like he is the one who tested positive. Now, like I said, it's fair. The black cloud is there in all terms. Crawford fans, I give them the right to go at them and have speculations if they're over there doing something. Because right before this fight, Jaime Munguia get popped. I get it. But this is what I don't like, right? Team Crawford and his fans, not Team Crawford, I'm just saying his fans, right? They forget that it's also a black cloud over there, right? And I'm not saying that Terrence Crawford has ever tested positive for anything. I'm not putting that jacket on his back, and I will never will until I see a test come out and say that. But he has a guy over there in Victor Conte who is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And if y'all think that the perception ain't real, then you're foolish yourself. JJ, listen, it's mind-boggling to me, and I'm finna quit. It's mind-boggling, right, to see how this guy who said he could beat any drug test in the world, come into our sport, JJ, and respect to him. But he get all the top fighters. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
got all of these. I just heard Clarissa Seals just went. I mean, I don't know if it's true, but somebody said Clarissa just went with him too. And this mind-boggling to me with this dude being who he is, that all these fighters will go over there. But I also have to be like this. Victor Conte could be doing everything the right way, JJ. He could be doing everything the right way. I got to keep an open mind with that because he could be just that good. But if y'all don't think the perception is there, that black cloud is there, then I don't get it.
Bro, god damn it, that was beautiful. I thought I was gonna come in here and because I only seen the headline of your live a couple days ago, but I you hit the nail on the head. That might have been your best 3-minute rant I've seen on the Spit Bucket. Before I respond though, I'm gonna play this clip from a Canelo question yesterday. It's in Spanish, but I'll translate it for you guys who don't speak the mother language. All right, give me a sec. Here we go.
No, lo de Eddie de Munguia, pues obviamente con Munguia estamos al 100%, ¿no? Él lo sabe. Solamente él sabe lo que pasó. No, al final de cuentas sabe lo que pasó. Obviamente la gente le tira a Eddie que porque Eddie no le lleva su suplementación, Eddie no le lleva sus cosas de lo que tiene que comer, ni mucho menos para que entiendan. Eddie nomás lo entrena y punto. ¿Cuál fue hace tiempo yo le dije a Eddie, tú tienes, el día que vayas a agarrar un peleador, ¿qué es lo que tienes que hacer? Agarrarlo desde todo. Tú tienes que darle de comer, suplementación y todo. ¿Para qué? Para que no te pasen esas cosas, porque ya han pasado y que le echan todo al Canelo.
All right, so let me just break down what he said. He said, Munguia, we support him. He said, but Eddie Reynoso had nothing to do with this. He doesn't feed him his food, just like you said. He doesn't have anything to do. But the interesting part about what he said there at the end, he said, and this is almost like responding to you. He said, I told Eddie before, what should you do when you bring on a new fighter? You need to be sure you're involved with everything, what they eat, what their supplements are, every single part of it, because these types of things happen. And Canelo almost watched himself. He goes, because when it was like my day, it almost sounded like he was about to say, because remember what happened back in the day. So he's basically saying it's not Reynoso's fault. He didn't give him the food, but Reynoso should be putting more attention to it. I agree with that too. If this is your camp, especially, look, I'm gonna pop up these names. Just basic Google search, right? Canelo Alvarez. Like in 2018, the contaminated meat for clenbuterol. I don't want to put Ryan Garcia in here because that had nothing to do with him. He's tied to Reynoso. But Oscar Valdez, we remember Valdez blew up, had a great fight. He knocked Burchell out, and he had fencermine in his system. He blamed it on herbal tea. Julio Cesar Martinez, clenbuterol, contaminated meat. Luis Neri, I don't remember where he said it was from, but still, there's a lot of big names, bro. And then contaminated meat. Like Chepe is literally a butcher out there, bro. He runs a meat market. Like it's y'all's meat. You should be on it. Chepe, the older guy,
Reynoso daddy.
Yeah, Chepe Reynoso, his Eddie Pop.
So he got a meat farm?
Yeah, he got a meat market, bro. So like, I don't want to bring up because like you said earlier, I'm not gonna hold you guilty for life. Canelo did his time just like every other person did their time. I'm not gonna hold it against them their whole life. Yeah, it puts a cloud on your legacy, just like Roy Jones, just like everybody who's popped. You know, it's almost, I hate to say it, it's part of the game, but Reynoso should be paying extra attention when you have a huge fight coming up in September and all eyes are on your camp. You've seen what's happened in the past. So yeah, I agree with you in a sense where he didn't feed him the food. He ain't his babysitter, but you got to have some systems and programs in place. If not for the sake of the sport, for the sake of your reputation, dog. Like that's bad. If you don't care about the sport, that's one thing, but your own reputation is a terrible thing. Now, Munguia, come on, dog. Pay attention. Everybody has the same ass response, and I don't care who it is. I don't care what color you are.
What did he say? Because I don't speak Spanish. I've seen it was in Spanish. What did he say?
I'm gonna be real honest. I'm just fatigued with all of the same responses. I didn't even watch it, dog, because I knew he was going to say the same shit. We're gonna go and we're gonna appeal this and blah. I don't know. That's what he said. Maybe somebody in the chat knows what he said, but I just don't. I have no. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of somebody pops. Oh no, that wasn't me. I must have been contaminated. Then why do we even have tests for? Why do you even agree to take a test if you test positive? All you're going to say is it was contaminated. We just need a system. Maybe what you said is brilliant. If your first offense, maybe a 5-year random probationary. Your second offense, you got to be on for life or something. I don't know, dog, but shame on Munguia, shame on Reynoso. Again, no room for it in the damn sport. This is the only sport, combat sports, where the objective of the sport is to inflict pain on that fucking cranium of the person that's across from you. So, of course, there's no room for it in the sport. Now, Corey, let me talk about the excellent point you made about Victor Conti. You can't be jumping all over. Yeah, before I even go any further, you can say, yeah, Conti hasn't had 5 fighters pop. I think the only fighter I could think of that's tested positive that's a Conti fighter is what's that fake Muhammad Ali dude?
Yeah, him, yeah.
I'm forgetting his name.
I forgot his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Michael Miguel something. I'm forgetting his name. Anyhow, he's like the new Ali. He wanted to call.
I know who you're talking about, Jay.
All right, cool.
Everybody know who you're talking about. Somebody say his name in the chat.
All right.
He's been an afterthought since that test.
Yeah, he really was, man. Hey, let's hit these chat. Let's hit these real quick. Salute to you, Bo. That's from the Hangout Spot. 903
my boy
Boxing.
John Caro.
Michelle Rivera. I appreciate it. Yeah, Michelle Rivera.
That was sorry.
Salute to Spitbug. Appreciate it. 903.
903 Boxing.
Anyway, man. The point I was gonna make is before y'all even say, well, Victor Conti hasn't produced 5, 6 PED users. Victor Conti has been in prison because of this. Victor Conti is banned from multiple sports because of this. We saw what he did with Marion Jones. We saw what he did with the Olympic team. We saw what he did with baseball. And all the while he wasn't getting tested positive. No, his athletes weren't testing positive because, like you always say, he bragged, "I will never pop. My guys will never test positive." So you have the Albert Einstein of PEDs, and boxing just welcomes him. Corey, I'm gonna take off my reporter media hat. I'm gonna put on my fan hat. Terrence Crawford, one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite fighter. Shakur Stevenson, right there up there with him. I hate seeing them in snack gear. Not because they tested positive. No, they're so much better than their opposition. Working with snack only creates an unnecessary shadow of doubt. It's unnecessary, man. Nobody should look at Terrence Crawford and say, man, what a brilliant career. But he's working with Victor Conti. Terrence Crawford, you're doing that to yourself by working with Victor Conti. And again, I'm all about second chances. It's a huge part of life. Second chances, learning from your mistakes. But there are so many other sports. There are so many other sports that don't involve inflicting pain in your opponent that he can go and try his redemption tour on, man. And that's how I'm sitting. And I'm not changing. So, yeah, I'm not deflecting whatsoever from Team Reynoso to hey, well, what about snack? It's nothing. And I don't think you are either. The problem with it is this is a problem in boxing. And if you have a problem with Reynoso, who, recently he's testing positive, then, okay, if you want Reynoso out of here, all right, well, let's get Victor Conti out too. Let's get all of the doubt out of boxing. That's never going to happen. And what I hate, Corey, is the more and more I get involved in this damn game, we've always kind of known, but the more and more people I talk to, not media people, I'm talking about fighters and coaches. And when they tell me when the cameras ain't rolling, bro, everybody's doing this shit, it breaks my it breaks my heart, dog. What are we doing? And why are we just letting everything go under the radar like that, dog? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So here we are. Munguia probably gonna get suspended, and in 1 year, nobody's gonna talk about this again. Just a slap on the wrist, just like a judge can make a terrible call, just like a ref can make a horrible stoppage, and nobody does shit about it.
It's a stain on this fight coming up September the 13th.
Yeah, they better have
Ain't no other way to look at it. Ain't no other way to look at it. It's just a stain on this fight. It's a stain on it, and it ain't no other way to look at it. I'm like this, JJ. I hate to say this, but it's fair game now, right? Because if Munguia recently just popped for this, well, then Canelo, what are you doing? What are you doing over here? I'm thinking, Canelo, what are you doing?
And let me time out. Let me time out real quick. This is coming from one of the biggest Canelo supporters I know in Mr. IOTBA. And listen to this. Listen to what's happening. We're not casuals, all right? I just want to point this out. Like, take a time out. You, one of the biggest Canelo supporters, saying Bud has no chance. It's creating doubt. It's creating doubt that this sport doesn't need. Now we're going into September super fight, and the conversation is going to be Victor Conte versus Eddie Reynoso now. Like, what are we doing, boxing? What are we doing? And that's a great point, Corey. Keep going, dog.
Look. I can't be mad. I'm not mad at Terence Crawford working with Victor Conte no more. It's over with. I'm not criticizing Victor Conte or Terence Crawford anymore. It's over with. I don't care no more, right? Because at the end of the day, it ain't even about me not caring. At the end of the day, I have to live in reality now, right? Even though we know about the perception and it's going to forever be there. But Victor Conte been clean coming back in, right? Even though we could talk about why is he in, but he been clean. Canelo and Munguia done popped,
And the timing of their pop, bro, is terrible, bro.
That's why I say, I was saying this last night on my dog WCS show. Crawford, you see what's happening over there? I ain't mad at you, fam. You see what they doing? You got Victor Conte, you got the GOAT. You got the guy who said he couldn't beat no drug test, fam. Use him. You see what they doing? Because that perception is there. JJ, I'm not going to be stupid to the fact like that black cloud ain't there, and it ain't going nowhere. It just intensifies. JJ, it's like a Category 5 thunderstorm now since this just happened to Munguia. You think I'm finna look the other way? In my Alan Jackson voice, I'm not looking the other way on this, JJ. I'm not looking the other way. JJ, they doing something over there. If my perception, if everybody's saying the perception is over here with Victor Conte, well, we know it's over here too. So JJ, it's fair game to me. Use him, Crawford.
God damn, don't say that. Don't say that.
GOAT. No,
we gotta fight the good fight.
JJ, listen. Use the GOAT. Because you got to think about this. Munguia ain't got the millions of dollars like Canelo do, right? Canelo fucked up one time. But if you got that much money, you gonna find a motherfucker out there, right? Who can show you the way of not getting caught. You can find another Victor Conte, an underground Victor Conte, right? Who can show you the way. And I'm not gonna be foolish to think that that's not happening over there on Canelo's side, especially with this just happening to Jaime Munguia. And then Canelo coming out and said, oh, we support Jaime Munguia. No, Canelo, what you should have came out and said Jaime Munguia is no longer welcome in Canelo camp. You should have said a precedence because you was the one who got caught before. And with this dude bringing this black cloud back over your camp, you should have fired him in front of the national public. And said, no, well, we don't respect this. I had a recent situation that happened to me that I thought that was an injustice, but I had to serve my time. And with this happening right now, but Canelo said, we support you, Jaime Munguia. Oh, you do, Canelo? You support homie Munguia, right? Just like he supports you, huh? So, okay, so Crawford, Victor Conte, fuck that.
Man, this
I'm
is you
sorry.
turning bad guy on like we watching WWF and shit.
I'm sorry, JJ. I'm sorry. Listen, listen. I'm talking to the people who I had bets with on this fight. I'm taking all my bets back.
Bro, I ain't mad at you, dog.
I'm not betting on this fight no more. I'm taking all my bets back. And listen, JJ, I can't even really just talk about this fight in the right way like I want to talk about it no more. It's like it's interesting because it's gonna happen, but how interesting is it gonna be when this is circulating around now? And JJ, it ain't going nowhere. You should have heard me on WCS show last night. You should have heard. It was like, look, JJ, they not trying to hear it. And you know, them Crawford fans who support Crawford, right? And ain't none of these other people who Crawford fans trying to hear it. Just like people could say this ain't going nowhere. This done put a whole black cloud over this fight, man.
Man, that sucks. I hope. Look, man, you're probably right, dog. Like I don't have nothing to respond to it because you're probably right. Like I said, every time Victor Conte's name pops up, man, it wears me out because it's just like, what are we doing here? It's like we're at a Thanksgiving dinner and all of a sudden you letting Uncle Creepo show up and just hang out with the kids type shit. Like, what are we doing? And
But JJ,
I was gonna say one thing. You know, one thing we know about Victor Conte, you know, he said he's rehabilitated and he's different and he wants to bring a positive change, all that, blah, 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 yada, yada. And listen, if that's true, salute to you, man. It's just you've ruined your name in 2 other international sports. All right. So it's hard to trust you. But you don't think that ego when he saw Munguia pop, you don't think he said, bro, Reynoso over there trying some shit?
No, boy, that's what I was trying to tell them last night. I'm like, when I know a lot of criminals, right? I've been around a lot of criminals, right? Like, just say, I'm just saying, like, drug dealers, they go to jail, they say, oh, I ain't gonna do this no more. Then they come back out, then they do it again. A criminal is a criminal. I tell everybody around the world, JJ, whether we like it or not, this world is about the shmoney. Hold up, JJ. The shmoney. Listen, this world we live in is about greed. And I'm just going to be honest, JJ. I'm be honest. And everybody know this. If you got a chance to get more money, you're going to do what you need to do to get that more money as well. You will tip the line to get that more money as well. Like, I want everybody to live in reality. Yeah, we cover boxing and we talking about the injustice in boxing, but put yourself in the shoes when you got money on the line. Everybody think about it. What you done did for that shmoney. Have y'all tipped the line for that shmoney? Have y'all made some dirty tactics for that shmoney? This is the world we live in. We live in a world full of greed, JJ, and that's just the truth. Like we could cover it and it's the truth. And it ain't supposed to happen. But I want everybody to think about what we'll do for that shmoney.
That's an excellent point too, dog. Hey, and on top of everything, I kind of touched on it with the ego. Conte would say that it felt good seeing his athletes win and being like in his head, you know, they did it because of me. They won because of me. Like that gold medal is because of me. So if he's doing any dirty shit, if he sees his fighters with undisputed and all of this, it's just boosting up that ego because of me. And if Bud goes in there and does the impossible, what do you think that, you know, how you think Conte's going to feel, bro? So like I said, I want to make sure that everybody who's been watching, we are not accusing anybody from Snack of testing positive besides the ones who tested positive. We're just throwing out the fact that it's impossible to ignore. If you're ignoring Victor Conte, is because you're choosing ignorance. You're choosing to turn the other cheek because the guy's rap sheet it should have been an automatic no when he first tried to work with boxers, but here we are. So all
Can I
we're
say something
saying,
one more thing about Victor Conte? Is we making him the scapegoat, JJ, being objective? I mean, I know the perception is there. And I'm just being honest now because I want everybody to know that I'm not taking no sides. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, when it came to the Earl Spence versus Crawford fight, yeah, I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was going for Earl Spence to win the fight. Now, when they come from right is right, wrong is wrong, if Earl Spence got popped for cheating, he'll get the same fucking energy. But what I'm saying is, are we making Victor Conte the scapegoat? Like, I mean, even though it's a bad thing that he's in our sport for what he did, right? But we say people deserve second chances. And this is why I have to rewind myself, because I've been critical of Victor Conte. But he deserves a second chance, right?
This will be his third chance, sir.
Oh, this
But
is
yeah, well, because Olympics, baseball,
right.
track and field.
But okay,
baseball.
so that's true. But are we making him the scapegoat with stuff that happened to everybody else? Like, we bringing him up now because Canelo team got popped. Like, is we being too overcritical? I'm asking.
No,
This
that's a
is
good
a
point.
question.
And the only reason I even brought up, I guess he would have been.
I wanted to. No, I've been talking about.
No, and I'm talking about Jermall Charlo yesterday. What he said, his comments is kind of what triggered for me. I know you're talking to the audience or to the public, but for me, that kind of put my thinking cap on. I was like, damn, I knew we were probably going to start talking about Conte anyways. Anytime somebody tests positive for PD, we talk about Conte, which should be red flag number one, that why he shouldn't be in this game. But you're right, man. He isn't just testing positive. He doesn't have 5 fighters like Reynoso, 5-6 fighters like Reynoso. So I mean, in the big picture, you know, Conte's innocent, and this ain't no accusations. This is just me saying I wish he wasn't here. I'm not saying I wish he wasn't successful. I'm not saying I wish he was poor or I wish he was in jail. I'm saying I wish he wasn't in boxing. Go do this shit somewhere else. That's all I say. So anyway, Corey, it's Saturday, bro. It's fight night, but I got some stuff to do in the daytime with the little ones, man. So if you got anything else, hold on. Let's hit these. Hey, Ramirez showed up. He wasn't sure if he was going to be awake, but he said he woke up. So appreciate you tuning in, Mr. Mike Ramirez, Brandon House, salute Io and JJ. We appreciate you guys tuning in Saturday morning. Everybody else who was on the chat, man, we appreciate you guys. Just a quick reminder to please hit that like, please share if you haven't subscribed, and follow us on all our social medias. We sure would appreciate it. But Corey, if you ain't got nothing else, bro, enjoy the fights tonight. Tell the family hello.
Likewise,
and until next time.
This is JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA. Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast.